Okay.
So that the 2 days back, actually, we had a meeting
Mm-hmm.
in our ex organization. So all our applications are going to the cloud, and where are we using DevOps? And almost 80% of applications are moving to DevOps now.
That's
That's the information they have provided.
yeah. So
So and given information about
yeah, yeah.
DevOps and Ansible and Jenkins,
Uh,
how our application is setting and deployed.
that's great. That's great. Actually, if you're getting an in-house project to work for DevOps, it's well and enough because you don't have to prove anywhere, right? If you are going to join a new company, you have to prove yourself like you are competitive in the you are good in DevOps and you have to show your skills. But if you are going to work on in-house project, you'll get lots of helps from inside your projects and team and in your company, current company. So you'll learn more. Okay. So if you're getting good projects inside your company, just take into that and work for 1 year or 2 years, and then if you want to switch over, then you can switch to any new company if you want, or else if you can want to switch now itself you can do, but you have to little bit struggle initially because you are coming from a non-DevOps background to completely entirely to DevOps background, and the expectation will increase based on that. Okay, so we have to just adjust that. Good, Venkat, that companies and 99% I'm telling guys, 99% companies are moving to the towards cloud and DevOps migration. Every company is in now migration phase only. Okay, so let's start. So last class we saw how to create snapshot from a volume, right? So today we'll see how we'll create the image and how we'll create instances from our custom image. Okay, we'll quickly create one instance now, and we'll install some softwares like Apache, and again we'll do some index.html file. We'll take again snapshot, create images, and there will be a definitely questions from interview perspective as well as your certification perspective, that how we can transfer one image from one region to another region. That will be really fun actually, guys. If you do want to create any machines in Mumbai region and want to transfer that entirely machines to America or Singapore, you can do that also. Okay, we'll see how quickly we can do that. So let me share my screen. Okay, so let me go to the EC2 instances. So guys, this computing and EC2 we have to focus more because there are lots of other. It will take itself 5 classes. Okay, 5 to 6 classes to complete because there are other many options also there. We have launch templates, as I was telling in my initial classes, right? First classes, that we have to go through all the options whatever is available, and that covers 40% of our AWS. Okay, and there's 60% will learn some different resources or different services. Okay, so if you go about to the EC2 instances and just click on the EC, I'm just quickly because you guys already know, so I'm just quickly creating myself one instances. Suppose I want to create one image for Amazon Linux, okay, because this image is the existing image and inbuilt image from AWS. So I'm just selecting that. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm just selecting the existing key. Okay, so don't get confused. You can choose an existing key pair or you can create your own keys. Okay, so just choosing my existing keys.
Can you modify this instance name?
Yes, we can modify. Let me show you. So if you want to modify the instance name, it's very simple. You can just edit it here. Okay, this options will be here, right? You just click on this and you can modify it. The instance names will be modified. Uh,
Okay, I have created instance, but somehow like it is going null or blank. I don't know like what step I missed this. I
yeah,
can modify that, right?
yeah. I can say
Oh,
you which step you missed. Actually, you could while creating that instances, you'll be seeing that one tag options will be there, right? And the tag,
okay, yeah.
if you skip the part like giving a tag to that, that is the name. You have to type in the key column, right? You have to type the name. N should be in capital letter, and name, and then a value. The value should be the name of your instances. If you give it correctly, then it will be reflected. Otherwise, it will be blank. It will be null. And if you want to edit it, you can just click on the blank one and you can edit it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
sometimes it's not taking directly whenever you are giving tag value.
uh,
And other thing, Ranjit, is it possible to edit other parameter after
although,
creating the instance, like the security? So please go right little bit. Yes.
no,
Suppose by mistake I have assigned to custom only instead of anywhere.
yes.
So that kind of
Yeah.
parameter, is it possible
Yes, it
to
is
edit
possible.
after?
Yes. Okay, guys, let me show you. Suppose first thing, let me show you how to edit this. Just simply as I showed you, you can just click it here, and the suppose server one, save it. It's edited. And if you want to, suppose by mistake you given it custom security group or anything, if you want to change it, just click the instances. Okay, and what you want to suppose to, you can see here the fields are there, tags, right? The details field, you will see all the related your operating systems. Okay, and the machine informations, right? All machines informations will be available here. You cannot change all these. Okay, however, if you click on the security group, security, you can find one security group is attached. Okay, one security group is attached. You can just click on this, and if you modify any rules, you can modify it. Or if you want to change or edit anything new security group, if you want to add it, what you can do, simply I'll show you. Apart from that, what else you can change it, you can just click the networking. In the networking also, if you want to change the VPC, if you can change the subnets. Okay, whatever these things can be changed. Okay, so if you, how you can change it, just go select the server. So suppose this server you are going to change it, and you can see here actions field, right? Actions, click here, instance. You can see security. If you want to change a security group, click on the security, change security group. See, you can change the security groups. You can modify IAM role. If IAM role is attached, you can modify the IAM role, and you can change the security groups also. So let's change the security group. Click on the security groups, and you can see it here. You can either remove the existing security group, and you can add extra security group if you want. So once you click this, you will find lots of whatever the security groups here available in this VPC. Okay, so suppose I want to another add demo Linux SG security group, add security group. So you can see here I have now 2 security groups added. If you want to remove the existing one, you can remove it, click remove, and it will be removed. And you can add multiple securities. Okay, multiple securities here. So now save it. Okay, if you click on this and go to your security tab now, you'll find, see, 2 securities groups are added, and that's why we have also this. See, these are the rules for demo Linux SZ security group. We have only 22, and for demo server we have 22 and 80 port added. You can see the details. If you want to add one more security groups also, you can add it. Okay, so let me change something
So
else.
it is considered property from both the security group, right? I
So
mean, either security group property, so it will consider from that.
exactly. Either. What happens sometimes? Sometimes what will happen? You'll find that security groups will be duplicated, right? So in that case, what you have to do, you have to just so few security groups will have, if it is duplicate is there, no, not a problem, because that will be overwritten. As you said, that will be overwritten. Any one of the security group has firewall access, that will be the first one will be taken over. Suppose if you see it here, here in the security group, the first one is the demo Linux. Last second one we added demo Linux. The first one was demo server, right? So which one is the first, and it will check that particular rules available in that, then it will go ahead and connect to that. If it is not available, then it will check the next security groups. Okay, in that way it will work. So duplicates things, don't worry about that. Suppose if you see here in the both things, these two are duplicates, and I can see clearly that's demo Linux SZ. We don't need it, as the rules for 22 port also available for demo server. In that case, what you have to do to make clearer instances, what you have to do, you have to just go ahead and remove one security groups. Okay, if it is there also, not a problem. In our case, let it be there. Okay, I'm not going to delete it. So if I have to modify anything else, guys, let me show you clearly everything here. Just select the server actions. What else you can modify, right? So just click on this instance state. See, if in our auto scaling group, tomorrow we'll see about our auto scaling. So that time we'll see how we can change our auto scaling group, change termination protection. That time last class I showed you, right, how to change the protections, shutdown behavior specific, edit user data, and manage tags. If you want, during the tag selections, if you missed something, or if you given wrongly something, you can come here, manage tags, you can click this and you can edit it. Okay, and what else we can do in the networking sections? We can attach a network interface, detach a network interface, IP addresses, all, change source and destination checks, everything we can do that. Also in image and templates, we can create images, create template from instances, like that. So okay, so these things you can do in our existing instances. Okay, so let's move on and try to create one snapshot. Okay, guys. In our last,
Ranjit,
yeah, yeah.
Ranjit,
Yes.
system log. Can you show how the system logs are generated? Because like 6 months before it was working system log in that action field, but now it is not showing, only blank screen is coming. Is that anything because of the new upgrade, for security reason they have hide that one, or else can you please go to the action and check system log is showing for you for the instance which you created?
Let me show you. So if you click this one, it is showing for me.
Okay, Okay. Thanks, Ranjit. For me, only blank screen was coming when I was checking, so that is the reason I asked you. Thank you, Ranjit.
No.
I thought of there might be a security reason how this internally getting connected, that SSH file how this is connecting. Those things are prohibited to show to users like that. I was thinking. For me, I got only blank screen, right? So I assumed it that way. That is the reason I asked you to show.
Yeah.
And Ranjit, one more thing, Ranjit. Today, what are the topic we are going to see in AWS, Ranjit?
Today we are going to cover this snapshots, image creations, okay, and then we'll cover the load
Okay.
balancer. Okay.
Load balancer. Okay, Ranjit. Ranjit, in load balancer, which load balancer you will show the demo, Ranjit? Classic load balancer or all the three, all the four?
Only one application load balancer.
Application load balancer, right?
Yes.
Okay, Ranjit. Okay, I'll join the class after 9, Ranjit. Then okay, I'll join the class by 9. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. So we'll after 9 anyway. It
Thanks.
will take 9 until 9 to start the load balancer. Okay, you can join that time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll join the class by 9. Thanks, Ranjit. Bye, Ranjit.
Ranjit, is it possible to change the source value from custom to anywhere?
Source value means which one?
Any instance source value we are giving, right? Custom. And anywhere we are giving during instance creation, right?
Okay, let me.
Actually, it is not showing here.
Let me create one more instance. 1 second. Okay, which one
Just
you want?
you
Let me
can
know
go
which one.
directly.
Yeah.
Yes. Next. Okay, next.
Okay,
Next.
so here that Ajit Bhai was asking, right? In case of your the value whatever you are giving, right? It should give in a name. In the end should be in uppercase, okay, and then the value, any value like test server I give, so it will be wait, a test server. It should be n should be uppercase. Okay, next. Okay, then Dilip, which one you want to change?
Yes. Right side go. Yes. Source value inside in the source next to port. Yes. Suppose first time you have given custom and then you want to change anywhere. It is not possible, right?
You can edit.
Yes, we have to edit it. Exactly, guys. Can anybody tell like how we can do it? Dilip has a doubt. So how we can
You
do that?
can do it by edit inbound rules, inbound security configuration rules. What are the security configuration we have selected? And go there and edit inbound rules or mute outbound rules.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
yes.
how we
Last
can do?
yeah, we can do it. And Rajit, one more thing.
Yes.
While we this instance created, if we are doing to be modified that SSS or HTTP that to any MIIP or custom, all those things going to the security and security details and under this one doing. By default, it is coming 4 entries. For example, HTTP or SSS we selected initially,
Mm-hmm.
creating for instance. So while we are going to the inbound there,
Mm-hmm.
so we could see like 4 entries like SSS for 2 and HTTP for 2. So how it is coming 4 entries there?
Okay. Okay, guys. So okay. So if you see here the security group, okay. Let me show you. Suppose let me choose anything else. Suppose this Linux demo Linux. Okay. Click on this, and here you can see like as Ranjit told, right? Okay. So was asking how to change the custom. Dilip. Okay. Dilip. Okay. If you want to change anything, okay, just come here. Select the go to the security group sections. Okay. Go to the security group sections. Select whatever the security you want to edit. Okay. Suppose you want to edit this demo Linux. Just select in that. Okay. And you can see here we have both inbound rules as well as outbound rules, and you can see here the existing inbound rules, okay, whatever the inbound rules available. If you want to edit it, suppose you want to edit it to something else, what you have to edit? You have to edit the source, okay, or destination or port. You just click on the edit inbound rules, and here The source type, if you want to change to my IP, select my IP here, okay, and you can to select here my IP. So you can select it. Okay. Now, uh, so Ranjit, what you are asking, like when we select that first create the security group, we're getting fours, right? Four. So why four? Because one for IPv4 and the next one will automatically is coming for IPv6. Okay, IPv4 and IPv6, because IPv6 is actually they're going to migrate to entirely IPv4, or new they are going to add the IPv6 into the market, okay, in the networking field. So that's why AWS is giving by default two destination, two source for both IPv4 as well as IPv6. If you want to delete the IPv6 and you are sure that IPv6 is not required, you just go ahead and delete for IPv6. So you will have only IPv4 available. Okay, so you can select IPv4 and the blocks, and you can save it. Now you can see we'll have only one things
Yes, yes.
available, right?
Yeah, I got it actually.
Yep.
These things only I just did it, so I just understand now why it's coming for this.
Yeah, but like if you change the security group here, all the instances associated with the security group will be modified, right? Not that particular.
Uh, sorry, I didn't get you. I was.
So we have modified this rule by going to the security group, and we have modified this one. Let's say suppose this security group is associated with three, four instances. So everywhere changes will happen, right?
Exactly.
All three, four.
Yes, yes. Everywhere it will affect. So in that case, what you have to do? In that case, guys, the best answer would be what we can do in that case. Suppose one security group may be attached to associated with three, four, or five servers. If you modify the security group, it will impact. It will affect the other four servers, five servers. In that case, what is the best solution to do that?
You can create multiple security group and assign based on your needs. Suppose for TCP you have a set of security group. Then for HTTP you have set of security group. You create multiple
So,
security group and you can attach.
yeah. So, guys, if you know that your security group is associated with multiple instances, in that case, which instance security group you want to modify, that you have to know first. Suppose you want to modify for these instances, and how you want to change for that particular security group is to just go to your instances first. Okay, let me show you. Just go to your instances, and here in the security groups you can find it out which security is associated with your instances, okay, that particular instance. So go to that security group, suppose here, and if here itself you can edit the inbound rules, okay. But again, if you edit the inbound rule here also, these security groups wherever associated will be impacted. So now what we have to do, we have to simply remove this security group from these instances, create one more security group and associate and attach that security group to the instances. Whatever rules you want for these instances, if you feel like that security group does not have that particular rules, then you can create a new fresh rules and attach to the instances. In that way you have to do. If you, without knowing that consequences of that, if you change the security group inbound rules, it will impact all other servers. Don't do that, okay. Don't do that. Never do that, because administrator, they never do that, okay. So they always maintain the records. What is the uh, security groups, what is the firewalls is associated to. You would have seen sometimes, right, if you request in production server to an administrator or somebody to change something or to provide access, they will be doing something and it will impact some other server. It has happened. It has happened in many companies. It has happened in it definitely would have happened to you also, because if you are requesting for something, it will have impacted something else, because they, without knowing the consequences of removing one thing, they'll do that and it will impact the other server also, okay.
And same security group cannot be added multiple times, right? You cannot do duplicate, right?
No, there is no, yeah, you cannot add duplicate because it already added, so you cannot add it. It will not allow
Got it.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. So only you can change the inbound and outbound route
Yes.
for the. Okay.
Any modifications to the firewall, guys, any modifications to the firewall, you have to think. That's why initially, actually, whenever we are working on this, you have to first understand your requirement. What
Mm-hmm.
you are going to achieve, what you want to get for your instances. That if you understand clearly, based on that, you can set off the firewalls. Okay? So now, okay, so everyone clear on these security groups and the firewalls, or any doubt, please let me know so we can just clear out everything and then we'll proceed with other stuffs.
And suppose you'll add a security group and try to add another security group to the instance. Okay.
Mhm.
And suppose the other security group has like more things, like more access or something is there, right? So, or if or whether there is any conflict between two security groups, so whether it will not allow to add that, or it will never happen.
No, it will allow to add. It will allow to add. But as Sibaprakash, I think Sivaram
Mm-hmm.
told right. If it is duplicated, so it will
Mm-hmm.
override. Like it will be overruled. Suppose you added one security group has already suppose port 22, and you added
Mm-hmm.
another security group which is also included port 22. So what will happen? It
Okay.
just get only one security group which has already port 22. So then it will bypass the other one. So if you
Got it.
have added
Okay.
three security groups, if it found in one security group the rules available, and it will bypass the other two. Okay, so it will not be a problem.
Okay, because the parent and child, that parent has more access or
Exactly.
more rules, right?
Yes.
The child has that subset of that.
Yes.
Okay.
So that way, also, whatever the things in this firewall we saw in security group, we have another sections. We'll do it in the end of this AWS courses. While we are creating our own network infrastructure, that time I'll show you how we can straighten the entire networking, entire firewall access. We can provide a separate and another level of security. That time we can set up the rules, that in that case whatever comes first, that will be actually the rules will affect it, the other one will not work. Even though if you want to change, okay, don't put into more into that way. So when we'll see the VPC and networking section, that will, I'll show you how the extra or another level of security you can put it. Okay, that time we'll discuss more on that. Okay guys, anything else we need to any doubt, any simple doubt, any basic doubts or anything we need to talk about or we need to clear, so we'll get cleared out. So that what happens now, if you have a doubt, so if you ask the questions, the other people who knows that can explain it, or I can explain you, so that it will be an interactive, right, class, so it will be a good one.
So Ranjit, in that instance, whatever you created, I see a column alarm or something like that. What does that mean? If you change something, it will alert you, or what's that?
So let me go to the instances. Okay.
Yeah, something you see, yeah, alarm status, something. What's that actually? In that,
Yes.
my,
So here, the status checks. If you see the status checks, you have the report instance status, right? The instance, the behaviors, how it behaves, and the reflects your experience, everything, and the monitoring tab. What will happen actually?
no,
This
hmm,
okay. So yeah, what Ajit Bhai was telling, like there are monitoring, right? It will be you'll get notifications or not. That's the one you are asking, right?
yeah,
Yes. So we will get notifications. We have another class for Cloud Watch. We have another service that is called Cloud Watch. In that, we can set up. We'll set up. I'll show you how to set up the alarms. We'll set up the alarms if the server increases some threshold. We'll set up some threshold. If the server has increases or touch that particular threshold, if there is a shortage of storage, like if the shortage of memory or shortage of CPU overloaded, all these we can trigger an alarm, and that alarm will come to our email box. I'll show you how to do that, but that has a different service that is called Cloud Watch, and that comes under monitoring sections. Okay, so that's why I kept this monitoring section later, so we'll discuss on that more details about this graphical interface and all the details. Okay, you can see here the CPU utilizations and all, right? So how it is getting calculated here. So we'll see more detailed way when we'll cover in this Cloud Watch. Don't for so far don't get focused on this monitoring part. We have a separate class for that. Okay, for monitoring and the status check as well. Okay, for that.
Yeah, thank you.
And Madhi was telling about the systems logs and all this, right? So that also will cover in the CloudWatch. So what you said, if you go and check this monitoring and troubleshooting, this monitoring and troubleshooting part, we have a separate class. So whatever we are seeing it here, see, manage CloudWatch alarms and everything we'll see in the CloudWatch sections. Okay. Now let's focus on our first thing is snapshot.
Before Ranjit, just a small doubt.
Yeah, please.
Just a small doubt. Why we are creating multiple security groups? Like if one is disable, or it will allow to others to automatically connect to that, or something. Why we are creating multiple groups, security groups in one instance?
See,
how it will differ?
Okay. Anybody can answer his questions, please? Okay.
I think different roles to be assigned
Repeat.
at any particular time. Maybe like in organization, there are different level of users like administrator or DBA, developer, HR, or might be like there are users who is one specific department
No,
wise.
no, no, no. This is not
So that
related to
will be,
any roles. This is not related to any roles. This is system levels. This is not user level, right? We are giving access to system level access.
Here actually we just categorized with the different single instance. We given the multiple server we have to be configured and giving the access. So through here I believe we can create a IAM, right, a specific user or something. We can
Mhm.
give specifically who are the assigned this instance. We can access only for SSOs or STP or other things. Based on this, it was categorized. The security was categorized and assigned with respective people who can use allow that access and do the work.
No, no. Again, Ranjit, you also told related to user specific, but it is system level, right? The security firewall is happen only system level, not user specific, not user level, right? We it don't relate the user to this. It is relate the application, relate the system. We are working the system level accesses, not the user level accesses. Okay. Okay.
So is it will it allow like one is failed during this firewall disturbance, any network issue, then other automatically it will connect to other security group?
No,
Is it like that?
no, no, no. Siba Patel was telling
No,
something, right? Siba, you are telling something.
no, I missed the question, so I was voting.
Okay, guys. So his doubt is, as we can edit and we can create one security group, why we have created so many security groups, right? Why you have created
Yes.
so many security groups, and yeah, can you?
Oh, security group multiple. If you are managing a platform like this one on AWS, so suppose if you see, means I am saying your organization, you have multiple servers, multiple application, okay, and you are hosting them in multiple servers. In this case, what will happen? You will create multiple security groups. Suppose your STP will have a security group in which you will open the port for your client incoming as well as outgoing. Suppose it is for iGates, they will open different set of security group, different set of clients. Like that, you can do it. Or a basic setup rule like for database, what you need to open, you may have put in a similar cluster or somewhere you can open it. So it will be like based on your need, how you are managing your application, set of application. So maybe you can put application wise. Maybe you can put a specific category wise. Okay, for HTTP you can put like this setup. For your database we can put it. For your user interface we can put a different security group like this, which if you modify it won't break the rest of the stuff. Like that your business need, you can create it and implement it. And after that you can assign the security group commonly to multiple application itself. It depends on how you want to implement. At the end it depends on you.
Yeah, whatever Siva told, it's actually correct. And another thing, actually, let me clear the Dilip's doubt, but did not clear the Dilip's doubt. Dilip's doubt, actually, why you created so many security groups. You can see these security groups have been created before also doing the classes. So long time these security groups are created. But however, when I'm selecting or creating any instances, you are seeing me to attach only one security group, not all security groups. So if you see any one of my existing servers, suppose Ansible server, if you see it here, I have only one security groups attached into this server. Okay, I have not attached many security groups. So in your organization, you will be working multiple servers, multiple, as Siba told, you will be working on multiple servers, multiple applications. Based on your applications firewall requirement, you have to create the firewall rule and attach to your server, right? As I told, these are the system level and server specific your application need. Whenever you need, for that you have to create one security group or firewall rule and attach to the particular applications, a particular server. Okay, in that time you have to create multiple servers and multiple, sorry, security groups and keep it ready. Or else if you feel like that security group particular is not available, you can create it immediately. Your applications, suppose in your organization one have you have one UI server, okay, and you'll have one database server. Some simple basic application strategy setup I'm telling you. Your UI server, application server, suppose you are dealing with the customers, so that will be your customer facing applications, and you want that customer facing applications to be public, like everyone can access to your server. In that case, what port, suppose you are running a Tomcat server, right? You have an application, Java application, and running Tomcat server, and guys, Tomcat server default port is 8080. Okay, 8080 Tomcat server default port, and you want make that particular as public. So what you have to create separate security group for firewall for your UI server, and you attach that to your UI server. Okay, that works on the port 8080. However, for your database application or database server, that works on a different port. That is, suppose you have installed MySQL on your server, and that will require 3306, the port should be active. For that, what you need, you don't need this security group which was created for UI server should be attached there. No point, because that will not have the rules. What you have to do instead, you go ahead and create separate rule attached to the DB server. Then your DB server will have a different set of rules for different ports. Okay. Oh, hope this is clear, or any doubt?
Yes, yes, Ranjit, it is now is clear.
That's great. Okay. Okay, guys. Anything else, or we can?
Ranjit, one question here.
Yeah, please.
Uh, for example, we working in one server.
Mhm.
Okay, there is a different application. For example, there is a bug tracking tool is one application, and some of the integration is one more application. Okay,
Yes.
but how you are providing this two application to one security? For example, what I'm telling, whenever you are going for development or something like that code, there is a developer is there, and another is integrator is there, another is tester is there. But for integrator, you can read the code or something like that in one application server, and another application only the integrator only you can write or something like that.
Okay. Got
But
your point. Got your
uh,
point. Yeah. Uh, guys, Shivaram has a doubt. Who can clear it? We have already discussed these things. I expect someone to answer this.
Already just before you told like different applications, I mean different functionality, we can have different security groups, right? We can have one security group to this functionality or application, and we can have another security group to
No, no,
other
no,
application in the same server.
no, guys, no, guys. We are still uh, in a dilemma, like how to, you know, distinguish the access levels. Whatever we are so far
Yes.
working, security levels was system related, system level accesses. And what Sivaram's question is user level access.
That will be created under this. Uh, when you are creating those groups under the user IAM management, there is a specific set of groups.
Exactly.
There only you can access what type of rights you want to give and create a set of groups. And when new resources come, assign based on their role and responsibility.
Exactly. So Siva found it. So that's why, guys, I'm telling just concentrate what we are doing. So try to correlate everything. So whatever we are discussing now in the working the firewall and system group, a security group is entirely dependent for system related accesses, system related firewall accesses. And whatever Sibaram was asking is related to the user accesses. For user accesses, we have to use the IAM, Identity Access Management. In our last class, we had discussed about this Identity Access Management. There we can control the accesses and roles. We can create separate policies, separate roles for each, as he was telling, like I was showing that time, right? Creating administrator role, creating a developer role, creating a tester role, DBA role. For specific roles, you have to give specific accesses using IAM group. Okay.
I got it, Randy. I got it. This is totally on the server base where the server can be, if you're running some application in server or system application, you are telling about now.
Yeah, whatever we are talking about security groups and firewalls, it is system related. How to access the
Okay.
system, how to restrict access, and how to allow accesses for a system related. Okay. This
Okay.
can be
Okay
in
then.
our
Fine.
firewall, can be only the system related. And that what we discussed actually IAM, that is user related, user accesses and system accesses.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
yeah, that's great. Okay, so guys, this kind of okay, any doubt, don't keep in your mind, just ask it. Okay, anybody can answer your questions, so we'll have a discussion. So everyone will get, even though you'll this type of questions will not come in your mind, but if someone asking it, that will be better if we discuss so that you will also learn, right? In this way we'll get more questions and will no it will all the topics whatever we are discussing, it will be elaborated, right? Everything will come to know. Okay, so I assume there is no more questions, so I'm just proceeding further. Okay, so what I will do, I have just created and this is the task again, guys. I am just I'll just do and click my mouse on by the instructions provided by you. Okay, whatever the instructions you'll provide me now, I'll just go through. So any one of you can tell me how I can create the snapshots. In my last class, I had clearly shown you. Now our demo is to how to create the snapshot, and then I'll create the image, then I'll move that image from one region to another region. After that we'll move to the load balancer. Okay, can you quickly tell me how to create the snapshots? Okay, I have already a snapshot, so let me first delete that. Let me delete this. Okay, can you tell me how to create the snapshot quickly, guys? If no, then I'll show you. Okay, I believe you guys are still uh, not practiced in the last classes, whatever we learned. Okay, so we are
Now under
discussing.
volume, we'll go to the volume, select the instance, then we go to the volume. Under volume, we have a snapshot that we can
Okay, that's great.
select.
So Ranjit has got it. So we have to get the volume with,
Select that server
yeah. So before that, let me guys,
and go to the
yes. Okay, let me guys quickly install one application there, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so it will be a fun. 1 second. Let me just quickly connect to the server. Okay, so as we all know, it is like ssh hyphen I. Okay, and you have to provide the private key situ hyphen user at the rate. Okay, so now let me quickly install. So suppose I just want to add sudo yum install httpt. Okay, so I'm just creating. So okay, I created the applications. If I go here and just copy this and hit it here, my applications will be running. Wow, it's not running. Can anybody quickly tell me why it is not accessible? Why I'm not why?
80
Yes,
Dito, it's my
8080 port
sorry.
port 8080 is open or not, we have to check. We have to call Apache Tomcat in port 8080.
Yes, so let's.
service maybe not started.
Yes,
Oh, Tomcat may not have started. That is an
exactly. So the so
We have not given the access to anywhere, right?
no, we have, that's why. So two ways we have to troubleshoot it. This is a troubleshoot part. Now we have to, what we have to do first, we have to check whether the service is running or not. The Tomcat server or Apache server is running or not. So if it is running, then we have to come to the security groups, firewall access, whether it is given or not. So firewall access, if we saw here, if we see here, we have already port 80 given, right? That means security group is okay. So why it's not working? Because we did not start the services. So if we check system ctl status status, so see our service is inactive. Okay, so we have to quickly start it. So now our system started. If I refresh this page, it will give our application. See, hello cloud, hello cloud. Okay, so we got our application running. Now, guys, okay, guide me to create the snapshot. So let's go here. What do you have to do? Go to the volumes, yes, and then which volume I need to check the volume which I'm going to take the snapshot. Suppose demo Linux server, I'm going to take the snapshot. Select it, go to action and create snapshot. Okay, give a description here, and the description should be meaningful, right? Suppose I'll give this snapshot is for suppose Linux platform, okay, and here I have installed only Apache server, and this is for my UI server. UI application is installed here. I gave a meaningful descriptions, okay, and then you can give a tag here. The tag should be name, and name I just give this and give a name to that same name, okay, and create snapshot. So it will take a few minutes to get the snapshot created, okay. So whatever the things actually even available so far, it will be created into the snapshots, okay. So now if I go here, snapshot section.
That snapshot is chargeable, right? If we'll keep it open, this created the snapshot, we'll keep it there. It will be chargeable, right?
Yes, it is chargeable. The snapshots are chargeable because uh, it is having that entire volume, whatever the volumes we are taking the snapshot, it will be entirely having that volume, and it will occupy the space, and it will occupy some yeah, some space in the AWS. So they're charging it, okay. So it is not free. It is not free. They'll keep you charged for that. Okay. Now we can see here our snapshot is created. It's very quick because nothing is there. Only very small applications was created and small application server was installed. So it is completed now. Now how I can create the image. So our snapshot is created. Select the snapshot, go to the actions, and here you can see create image, right? Select the create image and give a name to the image. That should be again meaningful. Suppose Linux Apache UI I gave, and the description should be a meaningful description. And the rest of the things, architecture, root device, and everything there. And see here, the root volume, whichever the snapshot was created by us, that is taken and will be created one image, okay. So now let's go ahead and create the image, guys. This is the code. You will get a questions actually, how to create the image, how to create the snapshots, and how to move one region to another region. That's very important to know, okay. Now just create it. The image request is received. Go here, and if you go to the image sections, here you can see here one images, and we can see here AMIs. What is AMI? That is Amazon machine image, okay, Amazon machine image. So our machine image is now created. See, is now created, and visibility is private. It is only visible to the account owner, okay. Now what I'm going to do it here, if I go so our AMIs is now created. Now I want to delete the server, okay. So let me go ahead and quickly delete the server. So this server, suppose I don't want this server to be here. What I can do, I suppose, okay, here is a real-time scenario I'm going to tell you. Suppose you want to move your server from one location. This server is now in Mumbai region. This server is now in Mumbai region. And tomorrow there is a requirement comes in your company, or suppose you have a company and you want to switch your server from one location to another locations. How we can migrate your server from one location to another locations? It's very simple. You have to take the snapshot of your existing server, create one image out of that. Okay, what you have to do, and this should be done in a downtime. Okay, in a weekend migrations. What you have to do, we have to just terminate the server, or else if you don't want to terminate the server, let it be run. What we can do, first let me transfer the image to a different region. So if you see here, I have selected Mumbai region. For Mumbai region, I can see my images available. Okay, now I want this image to be available in Singapore. So if I go here in Singapore region, okay, Singapore, if I select Singapore region, so if I go to the, see, in the Singapore region, I don't have any EC2 instances. If I go instances, I don't have anything. It is blank. In Singapore region, in Singapore network, I don't have any server. Okay, all the servers I have created on Mumbai region. Now, if I go to the AMIs, I don't have any AMIs. Okay, now go to the Mumbai region, go to your AMIs. Okay, in the AMI sections, you'll find, see, AMI is available in the Mumbai region. How we have to do that? Just go action, copy AMI, select copy AMI. Okay, and destination region where you want to copy, select. Suppose I want to copy the Singapore region. Okay, select Singapore, the name, description, everything is done. Now copy AMI. Okay, select copy AMI. Done. Okay, now if I go to here in the Mumbai region, now if I go to the Singapore region here, select the Singapore region. So go to the AMI. See, in Singapore region also our AMI is now available. I just copied to the Singapore region. So it is pending now. Let it get created. Okay.
So during creation, copying the image from one region to another one, will it ask like any security kind of things,
No,
permission or something?
no, no. Why it will not ask? Because we are copying from only one within our same account, right? We have only login to the same account. So because we are copying to the same account, it will not ask you. If you are copying to a different account, okay, to a different account, they'll that time it will ask the credentials. Okay, that time it will ask the credentials to copy that. But we are just copying in the same account and it is private to the account only. Okay, so that will not ask for anything.
So in this way, we the same image or snapshot we can will be in the different. Currently, we are doing for Singapore. So if you want to for US or UK somewhere, so same snapshot we have to be migrate in different region, right?
Exactly. So you can copy
There is
to
a no,
multiple regions.
there is a yeah. So there is a no restriction kind of like only. So there is a limited of to be
No, it
migrate with a
see,
specific region, 2 or 3.
it's no restriction because they are providing a service. So this is a service from AWS. They provide a service and there's provide to service to the customer. Like you can create your own image, you can take it to anywhere. That is a service from AWS. So there is no restrictions for that. You can make the restrictions by yourselves if you want and how you want to curate the image. That should not be handled, right?
So
Yeah,
Ranjit,
right.
once it is copied, like if you change any security rule in one region, so it will not impact in other region, right?
Uh, exactly.
Should security group come
It will not.
while creating an image? Should security group also come along with this?
Exactly.
Because
So
different region will have different security group, is not it?
exactly. So that I'll see.
Ranjit, one question, Ranjit. Ranjit,
Wait,
like,
wait, wait, wait. Let me answer first question, Samadhi. Whatever you are telling, right? So security group is region specific. So the security groups will not copied at all. Okay, the
Okay.
security groups and everything will not be copied at all. So we have to while only the OS operating systems and the applications, whatever is installed into that, that will be there. The rest of the things you have to select manually. The which network you want to put it, which IP addresses you want to put it, what is the firewall you want to give it. Everything will be given while creating the server. We created the image only, right? But these
Mhm.
things happens when we create the server. That time we provide the firewall accesses, right? I'll show you that also, don't worry. Let it created, let the image created, and once I when I'll create the server out of this image, I'll show you. Yeah, Madi, please tell your questions.
yeah, Ranjit, AMAs are nothing but a snapshot, right? You said of in free tier, if you take snapshot, that will be cost. So I'm just want
Yes,
to
yes.
clarify.
Yeah,
If I create snapshot, do I have to, if I create any AMA, do I have to pay some amount?
yes, you have to pay some amount for that. But don't worry, if you're within 1 hour, if you're creating it and practicing and deleting it, you have to not pay for anything. Okay, so
I have kept for 1 day, I believe. I have kept for 1 day,
that's
but
fine.
I terminated the machine.
Yeah, you terminate mission. Actually, what happens, no? As I told, right? They provide suppose 750 hours per month, right? 750 hours per month. How they calculate?
Yes, yes.
If you have not started any server, if you have not started any server, not running, and you have only the instances or snapshot created, but you don't have any server running, so they will keep counting for the snapshot, and that comes under 750 hours free. Okay, but if you're running a server and having a snapshot, that will charge you. Try to understand, right?
Okay.
That will be beyond more
Yes, Ranjit. Ranjit.
hours. Yes.
Always stop the
Ranjit.
instances once we are done. Clear everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Ranjit. I transferred that AMA to one of my account to another one account with the same region only.
Okay.
Will it be like, this month I will get charged for that one? I just share it. I didn't copy and create and give any a copy permission to that another one account. I just share it.
The thing
Billing
is,
system.
yeah, the thing is, as long as it is comes under free and you are not running any servers and anything, it will not charge you. It will not charge you.
Go to your billing
Okay, I
section and
can.
see.
Yeah. Always see. Always they change. They keep changing the policies. They keep changing their rules, right? Always go to the billing section and try to find it out there, because sometimes whatever I'm telling, maybe they would have upgraded their services, their policies, right? It not be
Okay.
applicable. So always try to guys go to the billing sections. Okay, in the billing sections you can find what are the details. Okay, so if you go to the billing section, you'll find the entire details about your charges and everything. You'll find it here. Okay, guys, now you can see here the status is available. In Singapore, we created the image in Mumbai region and copied to Singapore region, right? So this is now available. Now I am going to create a server in Singapore out of these AMIs. As I told, in Singapore, as all the other things are actually system related, sorry, region specific. If you see it here, in Singapore region, I have only two security groups. If I select it here, in this region, I have only two security groups. Okay, but my Mumbai region had only around 11 to 13 security groups, but in Singapore region only two. Now let's go ahead and quickly create one instances. Okay, so launch instance. You can create two ways. You can select the AMIs and there itself you can create the click on the create instance. You can create instance out of that, and you have to skip this page. This image selection page will be skipped if you select that way. And I'm going to do a normal way to create. So now here you can see the instances, sorry, images. Now you can see one field here, my AMIs. If you select this my AMIs, you'll find your custom AMIs, whatever you had created. Okay, now this select, here you have to choose the instance type. Same thing, normally whatever we had created, same thing you have to follow. Okay, here we are going to add the instance type. Now the rest of the things, that whatever is there, let it be default. If you want to change it, you can change it. Add storage, let it be 8. Add tags, let me give a tag here, name demo server Linux security groups. Here let me create one security groups. I can give a name as SSH and STT, sorry, STTP. I give only access to that. So just give a descriptions 22 80, anything you can give it. So here you can see by default 22 port is there. Let me add one more rule for HTTP. Don't worry guys, we have a lot more protocols, and going forward, when we will move forward, right, that time I'll show you different usage of the protocols. Don't get confused that you are using only 22 and 80 but not other ports. Those ports will use when will come after those services. Okay, now we can see it here. We have 80 now review and launch. Okay, so launch it, and see, for Singapore region, you have to I don't have any key pairs, only one Singapore key pair, but let me create one new key pair. Okay, so I can see SG my new key. Download the key pair, launch instances. So my instances are now running. So if you go to the instance, I have only created one instance, which is now pending status. Let's refresh it. And if we refresh the application which is running in Mumbai region, it will be still there. Okay, it's running here. Okay, and if I, okay, now our Singapore server is up. Singapore server is now running. Okay, now if I take this and try to connect the Singapore server, okay, let me come out from Mumbai server. This is our Mumbai server. Okay, now let me connect to the Singapore server. So the key was SG my new PP. So EC2 user @. Can you quickly tell what is the error?
Ranjit,
Yeah. Hello.
because this key is Ranjit, one doubt here. Whenever you are creating directly from CLI, so already in downloads the key is existing, right? Under download directory, the key is existing, right?
No, no, no,
That
no.
is what you are directly.
No, downloads. When I downloaded the key, it comes to my download folder. So similarly, it will come to your system's download. This is my this is my laptop, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, it is right now in server, right? It's not in our desktop folder.
No, no.
Normally, we are still browsing and we are doing, right?
It is desktop.
It is in
Your
it,
system folder.
Yes.
system folder. It will be in system folder. But whatever Dilip is selling, Dilip actually getting confused. See, guys, one copy will be in your server and one copy will be in your machine. The certificate file, what you downloaded, it will be in your laptop or desktop folder. Okay. From there, you need that key to connect the server, right? To connect the server. And the server should have the certificate to act, to allow your connections. So that means your server will have one certificate as well as you would have downloaded the same certificate to your machine, to your laptop. Through that certificate, you will connect, right?
Yes.
Yes. So what is the error, guys? Here, quickly tell me.
You have to
And
change
the
the
UID
permission.
and the
You have to change the
See, our
permission for.
PEM file is different. That is the reason it is getting this like showing this error. We
No,
need to copy the exact PEM file.
no,
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 no, actually, you need to change the permission. Your permission for your key is readable to everybody. What I believe.
exactly.
So you need to change it to 400.
Yeah.
So user can only read. Means
So,
user can do the.
so guys, that's why I'm telling whatever I'm doing, just see that, try to remember it and do practice. If you don't do practice, you'll forget, right? Last already same things I had recalled in my last classes, and I was showing the same errors, right? If you see this, the permissions is too open, right? It is readable to everyone, and it clearly shows also. It says also uh, are too open. See, this file are too open. That's why it is not accessible. A warning unprotected private key file. So what in this scenario, what we have to do? We have to change the permissions. Okay. So let me change the permission to only readable.
Ranjit,
Yes, please.
can you please CD to downloads? Just what actually what I was asking, I will tell you. CD downloads. Okay, enter. LS.
It will be all my
Yes.
folders. It will be all my files, right?
Yes, that is what I was asking actually.
Uh-huh.
So whenever you are saving the security file, I mean PEM file,
Uh-huh.
that you need to first, if you want to directly connect from server, you can connect from server. Otherwise, you need to browse the file from a desktop, right? Through WinSCP, I think we have already saved this file in your local folder. I mean Unix folder, right? Unix server.
Okay.
So that is what you can directly hear. So whenever you are connecting the machine over here, we are first browsing that one, connecting to PuTTY, and then we are selecting this key, and then we are opening a Unix machine, right? Like this, we are proceeding whenever after creating instance. But here directly you connected through this key because you have already installed in your download directory.
Did you miss when I created the instances now?
And no,
You would have seen there is, I created one key and then I downloaded that key file, right?
okay, yes, and it is
Exactly.
directly going to the server path, right?
No, this is my, I when I downloaded, it will be my home, my laptop only, right? My laptop folder, my laptop downloads folder. See,
Oh,
Dilip, I think still Ranjit is in a home directory only. Ranjit only. It is
yeah,
not the server. You
it
can
is
see
not
that
the server.
command prompt.
Yeah,
Ranjit,
1 second.
if you go to command prompt,
Let me show you the command
yeah,
prompt.
here
Here
it
I
is
am
showing
using,
Ranjit's name.
here
Yes, yes, yes.
it is my laptop's folder. It is my laptop's downloads
I
folder.
got it, Ranjit, got it.
Getting the key. It's not the server. Okay.
It's a
yeah,
security.
Ranjit.
Yeah, yeah, please.
Actually, you are changing the permission of the security perm file, right? You are changing as no readable,
Yes.
and then you are trying to connect. It is not connected, right? But default by default, it will be like that user specific only, right? That user only can do read and write all those things, right?
The other way. The other way.
That sort of
No, no, no. The other way around.
okay.
Whatever you said, that is just twist it. Just change it because when you download, it will be too open, like anyone can read. It was open to everyone, but I changed to the user specific. It was for everyone. Now I changed to user specific and then login. So
Ah,
guys, can you tell me? It's actually one Unix questions, and it is a production questions also for you guys, whoever working in the Unix platform and Linux platform. How the permissions decided when you created a file? When you create a file, it is entirely Unix related questions, and it will be also interview related questions. It will also yield your day-to-day work. Also, you'll get it. When we create a file, how the permissions is decided? When I downloaded file, how the permissions decided to be for that downloaded file? And when I create a file, how the permissions will be automatically decided for that particular file?
Always it's a default permission file for such.
Based on the directory on which it is created, most probably. The
yeah,
pair.
Ranjit, what is the default directory? Ranjit, RP, I'm asking you, like, what is the default, chmod command when we created the file? I don't know, like, as you said, it's default, how the file, when we created the file, default, how that permission would be.
So that's my
Whenever you
question.
are creating, that
I'm asking about RP, as he said, default, right? So that is, I
So
just want to
Madhi, whatever you are telling, also the same questions also I have asked the entire audience. Can you tell when Ranjit said like default, how that default will be set?
maybe, like, it would be for that user can access that file. Remaining person, the user needs to give permission. Only that user perspective, that file will get download. According to me, I don't know, but exactly, but I'm just telling.
When you say we
actually
don't,
Unix, while we are
sorry.
in Unix, in Unix,
Uh-huh.
while we created any file or directory or any link, it was first of all, if a new file we are creating, default it will be taken as 644. It was categorized like a user group others with read write and commit permission. So 644 means that user can get it like read and write
Okay.
and like that.
022 something is deducting. No?
It's Ranjit, as per EMAS value, right?
Who said this? Dilip?
Dilip. Yes.
Yes, that's the only answer I was expecting. It's the umask value setup for the user. So who is the user for whom the umask value is set up? Based on the umask value, the file permissions will be decided. For me, the umask value is set up, suppose 644. So when I download the file, by default permissions will be 644 for the particular file. Whenever I create a file or download a file, the default value will be 644. If you want to modify, you have to modify it. Similarly, when I downloaded this PEM file, the permissions was 644, which is entirely open to the world. Anyone can read the file. That's the way. So SSH is so. 1 second, guys. Okay. So in that way, it will be selected. Uh,
Ranjit, one basic question I'm asking, Ranjit, can you, this is really very basic. I'm just asking about 1 to 4, that value, Ranjit, how that the 777 means open to everybody, right? So 4 to 1.
By
This way
default,
only that.
mostly your index value will be 002. Means most of
No,
the
no, I'm
cases
just
by
asking.
default.
I'm just asking. Read, write, access, right? These three values, for each and every number size. So which means like 2 means 4 means this one, 2 means this one,
For
1 means this
read
one, like that.
to write, one execute. So 7.
Can
4
you
to
can you
1
repeat please?
read, write, execute.
4 is for
And
read,
then
1 for execute.
3 is for,
No, no 3.
No, no, no,
4
no,
to
no,
1.
no.
there must be 3, right? So 1 to read, right? So 4 to
No, no.
1.
4 to
Okay.
1. 4 to 1 is total 7. 4 is read, 2 is write, 1 is execute. So your UMax by default value will be 002. So you have to reduce, means you have to negate from 777002. So the permission what Ranjit show you is 775 for that file, because UMax value is 002.
Humus, HUMUS, that value you are telling,
You
right?
you
You must.
may you must.
You must,
UMS.
you must,
And
you
Mati, your
must.
question was like a 3. What is the value of 3, right?
3 means read, write, and execute.
Read,
Execute,
execute.
right? Execute.
3 means a 2 plus 1. I mean read and execute, right?
No, not read. Read is for 4.
Write and
Write is for
execute.
2.
Sorry.
Write is 2 and execute for 1. So 3 is means having write and execute for.
I didn't get you, Ranjit. Can you please explain, because their voice are very low.
Yeah,
I
one
didn't
second. One
get
second,
clearly.
guys. Yeah, Mati, give me 1 minute. 1 second. Sorry guys. I got a call actually. Okay. So Madi, so actually it is actually Unix related things. Let me just explain you guys. So the UMask value, okay, the UMask, how the UMask value is calculated. Okay, let me just explain you one PowerPoint I was explaining to my one of my previous student. So here the UMask value is that I have created. See how the permissions been given, right? So if you see here, the permissions label, actually I have given here octal values, right? Read is 4, the octal value for read is 4, for write is 2, for execution is 1, right? So if you see here, the permissions will come, and if you see uh, this particular file, okay, uh, this particular file, ls-l, if you see here, it comes the three different permissions, right? One is for user, the first one is for first three is for user, the next for group, and the next for others, right? So if you see it here, the permissions label user, group, and other, and the UMask value, right? The UMask value for files actually been related, actually you can set as 666 and 777 for directory. Okay, here if you see the UMax value would have set for what? If you said RWRR means RW is R is 4, W is 2, 6, 6, R is 4, 4. That means 644 is the permissions for this particular test1.txt file, right? How it is get created, if you change the, if you see the UMask value, as I said, the file should be 666. That means the UMask value for this would have set up as 0 to 2. Okay, 0 to 2. 0 to 2 means that first one will be entirely 6, 2, remove 2 and give 4. That means 4. You must, and then here is 2. Once you set the UMass value, that will be done by your administrator, okay, for your profile. For your profile setups, they will do the UMass value setup. When you create the file, by default, it will have these permissions. And here is the user 6, group 4, like that, you have to check it. Okay, got it, guys?
Yes, Ranjit. Thank you, Ranjit.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay, so now the UMass value, suppose as my UMass value setup was 022 and it created a default as 644 the permissions, and that's why it did not allow me to connect, and I have to change the permissions to connect myself. Okay, now quickly let me just go and connect to the server. SSH-I need this to be connected. EC2 hyphen user at the rate, give the IP addresses of the server. Now it's successfully connected to the server. Okay, so if I go and check the system CTL status, it's not running on the server, so I have to start it. Okay, now my Singapore server also running. So if I see here my application, this application's Mumbai region is now running. Right now, if I go here and let me just modify something in the index file, what you'll see, guys, the HTTPD server was not installed in the Singapore. Where it got it?
Mumbai.
Because when we created the snapshot, that is already pre-installed, right? So we created this Singapore server from our existing snapshot, Mumbai region snapshot. That means whatever was there in the snapshot will be automatically inherited to the Singapore server. Right now, if I go to the var www HTML folder, and here we can find the index file as well, because that also copied as part of the snapshot. Okay, this file is copied. Now let me change this file.
Ranjit, even if you give curl host name, Perl command, if you use Perl and host name, if you give the same data, you will get, or
Sorry, I did not get you. What command?
Perl command, call host name command,
Yeah, yeah.
Perl host name command.
Yes, yes.
The same value only we used to get, right? It used to connect the Mumbai server and it will return the value, right?
Exactly the same thing. See,
Okay.
the thing is, the curl command, when you use, you'll get just one text format in your console, right? That will be not catchy to your eyes. That's why I'm showing you in the HTTP in the browser, so that application whatever you are running should be visible and it will be a fun, right? It will be, you'll be seeing something interesting. So if you want whatever Madhi said, right, the call command, right? If you want to see the call command and try to check this server, if you just do your call, okay, give your server details, okay, see the same things also we are getting. I just updated the index file with Singapore. Right now, if I,
Yeah, why command is sorry, sorry, Ranjit.
yeah,
Actually, I don't know why curl is used.
yeah, 1 second, let me just show this one here. See, in my Singapore server actually running, my application is running in Singapore. I just little modified it here, added Singapore, and my server is running in Mumbai locations. Now I have two servers and applications in Mumbai as well as the same applications in Singapore, right? Both are running fine. So sorry, Sibram was asking something, right? Yes, what you are telling?
This is Tanmay. I was not
Okay,
sure about the curl command.
Oh, okay. So the curl command actually to get no details and download anything from the website. Okay, from it's actually browser related command. Anything, any content, any page you want to download or view it, you can view it in the console Unix command. It's actually a Unix command. Okay, call is a Unix command. Any page, anything you want to view it, you can view it. Suppose my server, like suppose if I do it ranjitswine.com. Okay, and we can see here the ranjitswine.com page, right? The same thing, if you want to get it here, just what you do here, type call ranjitswine.com. So it will just same page whatever you are seeing it here, it will give you the page in the console itself. See
You
all
can
the
Yes, the
use
source code it will show.
you
Source
can use
yes.
to
source code it will
download.
show.
Yeah, you can use to download the page,
If,
content page, everything you can do.
even you can execute the RESTful request through call command. You can get the data from big data through call command.
Exactly.
Means multiple use based on your
Multiple.
need. You can
Yeah. So for many AI like artificial intelligence guys, machine learning guys, they are using it to get the as you said RESTful application. You get all the page contents. If you want to particular page content, you can use call command to get it, store in a file, and do your scanning, searching. That is called web scraping. Okay, web scrolling, web scraping. There are lots of concepts are being used, and that time you can use the call command. There are other good commands also there, better commands than call also available in the market. Okay, so it's actually a Unix command to do whatever you want. That. So if you want to learn more for that call command, just go for the Google and search for call. You'll find the exact usage of the call. And don't worry, in our DevOps also we are going to use this call commands. That time I'll show you where to use this call to download something. You can use the call command to download, as Siva said, like you can use for RESTful application to no, get something and pass some other application. That also you can use it.
Ranjit, one more question, Ranjit. So Mumbai region also server is running. Yeah, we didn't terminate the Mumbai region server, right?
No, we did not terminate the Mumbai server, and our Singapore server also.
Okay, okay, that's good. Yeah, I all I get confused, like, why I asked you to check curl command in the sense, like, I thought of you have terminated the Mumbai region instance. So from the AMI, you are moving that, like, sharing that one availability zone to another availability zone, and you are running the instance with that AMI. So if we run it, then automatically whatever the user code we have stored in that AMI, the data will be populated, right?
Mhm.
So
That is
that
the
data only public. Oh, now I understand. Yeah, now I understand. Okay, I thought of, like, when you say Mumbai region while you are opening a Singapore instance, I just confused. I thought you have terminated the Mumbai region instance. Now we
no,
get clear.
don't,
That is the reason I asked you to put curl command also.
wait. You are just speaking. Wait, don't compare this Mumbai region to Singapore. I did not keep it for comparison. I just keep it to show you that both applications are running in the same. You can do it, but there is no relate to the Mumbai server with the Singapore server, because we created the Singapore server from the image. Even though if we delete this server, that will not impact our image. Okay, that that will not.
Yeah, yeah, Ranjit.
Yeah, that will not. So
Thank you, Ranjit.
that I just terminated the Mumbai server. Okay, but the image whatever we have created, so I terminated the server, and once I terminate the server, it will also terminate the volumes, right? So it will also terminate these volumes. Okay, now the volumes is in use. Once it is terminated the server, it will terminate the volume, but the snapshot will be there. If you go to the Mumbai region, I'm in Mumbai region now. If I go to the snapshots will be there. Even though you terminate the volume, terminate the server, and delete the volume, the snapshots will be there, and the images also will be there. It will not be deleted. Okay. Similarly, if you go to the Singapore server, the Singapore server will be still running, because we have a Singapore server different and it is created out of the images. Okay. Now let me just quickly terminate the Singapore Mumbai region and check what is happening here. So it is shutting down now. If I go to the volumes, Okay, so the volumes is still not it. It's taking some time to delete it. One second. Hey guys, I terminated or stopped? I think I stopped it. So let me terminate it. It should be terminated. Yeah, I stopped the instances. I should have terminated. Okay, okay. Now terminated. So now when I terminate it, it will be totally the server will be deleted, right, in the Mumbai region. So if I go to the server here, it is shutting down. After that, it will be terminated. Okay, so it is taking some time to do that. Let it be there. Now volumes. So volumes is still there. So it will be deleted. Okay, so the volumes will be deleted after that. Okay, let it be delete. Now you understood about this, how to move your server. The question will be how to move your server from one region to another region. Guys, can you tell me whatever we did, how to there's a question. Suppose I am the interviewer, I'm just asking a question, how to move your server in AWS from one region to another region. Can anybody tell me the entire flow now, what we did so far?
First of all, we have to be create a snapshot for the current region, for example, Mumbai, and then we have to be create a image through AMI, and once we means once the snapshot created, and we have take the image to AMI, and then go to the region for different region, for example, Singapore or any other region, and from there we have to be copy that.
Yeah, from Mumbai
Yeah,
region.
yeah.
Yeah, from that.
AMI,
From
AMI.
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 So we can copy that AMI
So
to another region.
after that we have that is the that snap first copy come to there in the different region, then we have to be create the same a kind of instance, new instance create in that specific different region, then we can use the what are the setup done like in the Mumbai region. Here that things we can use it, right? Like we have to be HTML that part of program what we written,
Mhm.
that IP we can use it here, it can reflect that
Okay.
public IP.
Yeah.
The thing.
So that means whatever there in the volumes, whatever there it will be in the volumes, everything will be added into the snapshot. That means a complete end-to-end backup, right? That's completely end-to-end backup. So one second, guys, I'm going to show you one good thing. One second. Oh my God, so blocking. Okay, I think we cannot cover the load balancer today. Maybe tomorrow class will cover load balancer as well as will cover auto scaling. So both the things will cover in our next classes. Okay. So just let me quickly show you one thing before we wind up this call. One second.
Anjit, in normal terms, can you say that the Snapchat and image creation, we
Mhm.
are just copying our hard disk from one computer to another computer? Like what all the things, what all the actions we have done in our system, and we are moving all this to another computer, like copying the hard disk. Can I
Exactly.
compare this?
See, while we
It is like you are creating a window image while
yes,
you are installing. You have a window image like that only. You are making it recovery disk like this. Means recovery disk we have limited, but you are creating everything.
yeah. So yes. So whatever you're telling, right? Think about, okay. So one hard drive, suppose in Windows you are taking and copying to another hard drive. Actually, it is not that kind. When we are copying our hard disks, right? Whatever we are copying the raw things, like whatever is there, we are copying the same things to the another. Like copy paste, we are doing it. But in this scenario, what is happening? We are bundling the entire volumes. That means whatever the volumes contains, right? We are not only copying that, what we are doing, we are the applications, the operating systems, the files, the binary file, the ASCII files, or whatever files are there in the volumes, we are compressing everything and bundling in one image, right? Creating one simple image, and then we are copying that image to that one. So here everything is bundled into one unit, and that particular unit we are copying from one region to another region. But while you are telling about the hard drive copying, it is we are entirely copying the entire content of the hard drive to one place to another place. Okay, that is different. That will that is different because we are not bundling anything. We are just simply raw copying from one place to another place. This is different. And yeah, guys, any doubt? I think we cannot cover the load balancer today. Maybe tomorrow class will cover first. When we just come up, we'll cover the load balancer. And okay, let me go to here. So refresh this. I think the volumes. Okay, now you can see the volume has gone. Okay, now the volume has gone. So what you can do here?
Um,
I
Internet will
Screen is not there, Anil.
oh, sorry.
Ranjit.
Yeah. Yeah. So now you can see here the volume has gone. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly delete the snapshots. I don't need the snapshot to be the in Mumbai region. What I can do, before deleting the snapshot, you should have no deregistered the image. Just select the image, because the image is created out of the snapshot. The snapshot is the image is there, you cannot delete the snapshot. So what you have to do, select the image, the actions, and deregister. You have to deregister. Okay, deregister it, continue. So now our image is gone.
I thought of asking you to um, deleting the snapshot if it is possible or not. Want to see the error message, so it will be useful for them to understand.
Okay. No, we cannot delete because the image is used, right? So that you cannot you delete the snapshot. That image will be used. That one. Now the image is we deregistered the image. Now we can delete it. Now we can select the snapshot. Now we can delete the snapshot. Okay. Now delete the snapshot also deleted. Okay, the same things we have to do for Mumbai, sorry, Singapore region, because the Singapore server is running, right? Still running. Provide and the clean. Okay, so oh my god, 2000 bill. Okay, guys, G, this is the 2000 bill for this month. I think is I'm going to.
Is it?
So that's why I'm using usually all the services for this demo and all. I'm going to see there are what are the charges they have put it here. So I'm going to delete few of them and which is not required. I have to do it today, otherwise I have to pay huge amount to the AWS. Oof. Here I'm using S3 actually very extensively. That's why it's charging more. And okay, let's see. So this way, guys, you can just find it find it your what are the things you are using, and you can restrict the things. Okay. So this is my duty now. I have to remove all this. Okay. Let me quickly remove this Singapore server. I don't want to pay more bucks.
yeah. Before to do anything, just check the billing one,
Yeah.
use 1 hour and delete it. Keep minimum instance
Yeah.
and see the billing, and because it will clearly say whether you are chargeable or not when you resume the service,
Exactly.
so you'll know.
So, so today I will create once that snap, then I will use it, and immediately once done, I will immediately delete it.
Yeah.
Remove.
So remove
Af-
immediately.
After
And,
after some time, you can see that there is some amount is coming due to that snapshot you create.
yeah.
Ranjit, you ever used that page, simple Amazon simple price calculator, that page?
Oh yeah, you can use that one calculator page to calculate all your details also. Okay. Hey, here the snapshot is there in Singapore also. I want to just delete it.
Oh, we moved from here to Singapore and after that important
Yeah.
migration.
So it is now okay. Now everything is clear. So nothing is running in Singapore region. I hope yeah, it is shutting down. Okay, fine. So I terminated everything. All are clear now. So be careful, guys. While because sometimes what happens, you would have selected one region and you do not know which region you had created. So be careful while which region you are creating, because the Mumbai region, for every region they have a specific price. Okay, for specific price for different regions. So based on that you have to choose it. Okay, guys, I'm getting late, so I have to wind up this call. Hope everyone will do practice today. Whatever we learned,
Yes.
I'll try to upload this video by this evening. Okay. Then tomorrow we'll directly jump into the load balancer and auto scaling. Don't miss tomorrow's class. Tomorrow class will be very interesting one and very useful. And that's what the companies expecting people should know about load balancer and auto scaling. Okay. Okay, guys.
Ranjit,
Yeah.
if you do, this will be chargeable, taking the snapshot and all those things, like moving into another one region.
Everything is
No, we want to go right. So,
no, guys, that's why you'll be chargeable. But I think if you create it immediately and delete it, they are giving sometimes of some amount of free. Okay, because I'll explain you tomorrow. Okay, what is the charge and what will be not charge, because the load balancer or auto scaling, we are not dealing with one server. We'll be creating multiple servers. Obviously you will be charged for that. Okay, but I'll tell you how to use
One point,
it. Okay.
one point to
See,
Madhi.
Mati,
Actually,
if you have a
I have
need
been
with
charged.
multiple,
See, I have been
yeah,
charged,
yes.
so I have called customer care AWS. I'm a student. I'm learning all these things. So please reduce my charges. So they had told like, okay, since you're a student, we are reducing our bill to zero. Okay, so don't worry. And one more point is, it is not for 1 month 720 hours. It is for 1 year 720 hours
Yeah.
instance, because 1 month is total 720 hours only.
Hmm.
So you can continue to be available. It is for 1 year, I'm thinking. It's not for 1 month 720 hours instance running. So just check that point, Madhi. Okay.
No, see, if you count for a 31 into 7, how much it will become? 31 days into 31 days multiplied by 8.
8, right? 24 hours, right, per day.
1 month will be
13.
722 hours. 30
Uh,
days, suppose 30 days, 24 hours. So 120 hours will be for 30
720
days only.
hours.
So
So
just
it is
if you don't use, just stop it. Like
Okay.
click it, stop instance, whatever you do, stop. Because if you see, I have 3 instances. Okay, one I install MySQL, one Tomcat, and another one I put as a raw. So the thing is, if you don't use it, stop it, because it is unnecessary to run it unless you are using it. Who will use your system?
See, stopping also will be the problem, right? We need to terminate. Otherwise, if we stop, that volume will be there, right?
No, no,
So,
no, no. Let volume be there. Your instance will be. I think they're charging for instance itself. If it is stopped, not sure. Maybe I need to search. Maybe search will Google. You will find out whether they are charging for the. Uh, because if your instance is not running, those resources won't be used.
but we are keeping that volume, right? We are not allowing somebody to use that volume, right? So they may charge, right?
this
Your
volume is
volume
also
is
charged.
your volume, that 4 GB. Do you think it will be dedicated to you? It is like a cloud, so you won't use that 4 GB unless you start or do things that won't be used.
Guys, I have another class to join,
Yes.
so we can wind up this culture. Tomorrow we'll discuss. Okay?
Thanks, Siba. Thank you, Ranjit. Thank you,
Thank
Ranjit.
you, guys. Thank you, guys. Bye, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.